right, enough of that. So, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Market Messiah Show. So I've got two questions to answer for you today. The first one being the hook of this video. What is the biggest lie being sold about finding your niche? And the other one's going to be, what is the real reason most coaches sound exactly the same in your marketing? So I'm going to start with the first one. What's the real reason why coaches sound exactly the same in their marketing? Well, there's a few things, but I think the first thing is that sounding different is really hard to do. Like writing great copy, telling stories, writing what you do, expressing what you do in any way in terms of marketing or any way that's succinct or any way that feels like it's authentic, it's really difficult to do. And I know this because I talked to, one, because I myself, do this for clients and do it for myself. And I hear from clients all the time how difficult that it is to actually express your authentic ideas, to take, how it is that you help clients and how you work with clients and express that into some kind of marketing message that's succinct and can accurately reflect what it is that you do. It's just, first off, a difficult thing to do. So, when it comes to why does all marketing sound the same for coaches, I think the first thing to think about is just really just want to give everyone a bit of grace here and forgiveness for anyone who is out there as trying to market themselves as a coach or consultant, because it's really hard to do. It's not something that you can just one day wake up and say, hey, I'm going to be a great copywriter. I'm going to create a landing page that converts extremely well. And I'm going to articulate my ideas so well that whoever listens to me speak on this webinar masterclass is just going to have to buy from me. It's not, doesn't work like that. I think it takes years of practice writing, but also just a deep knowledge of human psychology and sales and storytelling and how to put yourself in someone else's shoes. I mean, let alone just the depth of knowledge and research you need to have into your own market, and just the work that you need to do to even articulate what your methodology is in the first place. Like how you actually go about helping people is another thing that you have to do. So on the one hand, it's just really difficult to express yourself. And what's been going on as far as messaging, and especially with landing pages and websites, is that since ChatGPT has made writing copy such an easy thing to do, so just more and more coaches are sounding just like each other. They have really generic surface level kind of messaging that doesn't convert well. And there's this fallacy that, hey, ChatGPT is an amazing copywriter. I don't have to write anymore. I don't have to write copy. It can say everything for me. But that's the thing is, what Chat is doing is it's taking messaging from lots of different original coaches that are really, say, big and have followings and can be found on the internet. And it's conglomerating those messages and making a mishmash of messaging. So when you're out there saying, hey, Chat, here's a little bit about me, here's who I serve, here's my methodology, here's whatever it is about me that you need to know. And when Chat creates messaging for you, it has to be generic by default, because there's just not enough context. There isn't a base of originality behind what you're feeding Chat. So you're not going to get any kind of you're not going to get uniqueness in. If you don't put any kind of uniqueness into Chat, you're not going to get uniqueness out. So this is where the role of having a framework of sales messaging really comes in handy. And that's why we do what we do at the Market Messiah marketing team. That's why we have 6 specific elements of sales messaging that we create for clients. We create your buyer angles, your funnel narrative, which is your root cause, your big idea, your unique mechanism. We create specific content pillars for you, and we create your unique positioning. So we have a specific narrative that we create for clients that allows them to have really specific messaging, and we deep dive into the business and who they're helping. And then combined with that knowledge of them and who they help, we use our combined knowledge of what we know works in the market to create sales messaging that really works and is compelling and converts well. So I say all of this, one, yeah, we can help you for sure, but also just that it's just not an easy thing to do. And I think that if you're out there right now wondering why your landing page won't convert, why your website won't convert, why your ads cost a lot of money, why your content isn't doing much, and if you're trying to change a lot of things, if you've worked on your sales messaging, if you've worked with a business coach or whatever, and things still aren't working, don't give up on marketing. It's just a really difficult thing to do. And honestly, it's a very specialized type of practice. Creating sales messaging isn't the same as copywriting. Copywriting and sales messaging go hand in hand, but really creating messaging is a difficult, specific kind of skill that must be cultivated. And that's why we do what we do to help clients. That's why that's the first thing that we work on when we help clients. Okay. So the first reason that coaches sound the same is because just creating sales messaging is difficult. Another reason why most coaches sound the same is because they don't use storytelling. They don't get visual in their outcomes in the way that they're describing what happens for the client or the prospect once they work with them, what's going to happen to them in their life. What people do is they describe the what something is, the what of the masterclass. It's going to be this long, and you're going to walk away with this PDF, and you're going to learn these 3 things. They say the what, but they don't describe the what those things are going to do. If you're going to write copy for someone to sign up for a masterclass, you need to be talking in outcome terms only. Describe what life is going to look like, feel like, and sound like during the masterclass. What kind of revelations are they going to have? How is their mindset going to change? What's going to happen a week, 2 weeks, a month after they're on your masterclass, after they learn the methodology, the technique, the mindset you're going to teach them? What's life going to look like, going to feel like, and going to sound like? So we need to move from the features and start talking about the benefits. And this is all linked into storytelling. Storytelling, in my view, is painting a picture in someone's mind. It's not always about there's a beginning, middle, end, and you have a story. It's not the hero's journey. It's just that how can we paint a picture in someone's mind of literally what is going to be happening to them in the future, in the masterclass, when they're working with you, on the program. What is life going to look like, feel like, sound like when they start doing the things you're going to give them to do? So once you start describing what's going to happen, then you start to sound different, because now you're not just staying at this surface of what everyone else can say. Anyone can say you're going to learn the 3 reasons why you're stuck in your career. Anyone can say you're going to learn the real reason why you're burned out. Anyone can say that you're going to walk away with a PDF of action steps. That's what anyone can say. But once you start saying, hey, if you're this kind of person, when you're on this masterclass, I'm going to show you this mindset technique that's going to make you start feeling like this. And while we're on the class, you're going to do this kind of exercise, and it's going to do this, this, and this for you. You're going to be able to take that into that situation at work when you have to give a speech, and you're going to give a speech that's going to sound like this, and it's going to do this for people. That's what we want to be describing. So we need to be storytelling in our copy to help people really understand, to visually identify with what's going on. And that is going to give you a much better result, give you a conversion. It's going to make you sound different. Now, another reason why most coaching copy sounds the same when it comes to content, when it comes to landing pages, sales pages, emails, whatever it is a lack of proprietary methodology. So the mistake that most people make is they state features, not benefits. So say if you're helping somebody with burnout, you're going to state that you're going to help somebody work less hours, and you're going to help them to feel more peace of mind. You're going to help them to delegate tasks so they're not working so much and they're getting out to doing the things that they love to do every day. Those are, again, things that anybody can say. And if you're saying that's what your program is going to do, that's what this masterclass is going to do, then you're not going to sound any different than anyone else. And somebody's going to think, wow, why should I waste my time with this? I've heard this before. I've done this before. So instead, what you need to do is sell the outcome and make your unique proprietary methodology the way to get that outcome. So we don't list features, we list benefits. So we say that you're going to be able to do those things. You're going to have the time back, and the more specific you are about who exactly this is for, the better it can be. So don't just say leaders, but say VPs that are trying to get to the C-suite. This is what's going to happen for them specifically, this outcome. And then you're going to say the vehicle to get there is my unique methodology that has this 3-pillar system, and each pillar is an XYZ type of method, a mindset technique at each of these pillars. And at each one of these pillars, this is exactly what we're going to do. Life's going to look, feel, and sound like this, and we're going to do this, this, and this to get there. So rather than just saying that you're going to be working on, you help with mindset and planning and a maintenance plan, it's that you have a methodology that you're able to use continuously in continuous situations in your life. And there's a system behind it. There's pillars behind it. It's broken up into an acronym, whatever it is. And you have proprietary names for each of these pillars of the methodology. And then to get these outcomes, you're going to use this methodology to get there. So when you make things proprietary, it makes it feel like, yeah, great, those are the outcomes that I want. And if I want those outcomes, I have to use this methodology. I need to be on this masterclass. I need to learn from this person, because obviously I can't get this methodology anywhere else. And just in doing that practice, you're going to be sharing all the different ways that you do stuff, the different ways that you help people. It'll be comparatively to others. So that's the third way. Man, we're already at 12 minutes. Should I just save this next question? I don't know here, 12 and a half minutes. It's pretty good. It's funny, when you answer questions, you can really go into rabbit holes here. Let's call it. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to save the next question for later. So, so I did not answer what's the biggest lie being sold about finding your niche, but let's answer that tomorrow instead. And today's topic was, again, what is the real reason most coaches sound exactly the same in their marketing? So, what I will do, I want to give a little insight onto this, because it's going to be a shorter point into why I'm doing this. So I think a great format for lives that I'm doing right now is to ask Claude what were some kind of common questions that I could answer about marketing, but doing it in a way that's going to easily allow me to express my unique opinions for the answers. So the reason for doing this is that I want to make these lives accessible. I want to be able to talk about topics that are going to appeal to most everyone, but I want to make them interesting in a way that I want to format the question so it's going to provoke my unique opinions and my own thoughts on how I think about something, because I think that is really what makes content interesting, is my thoughts about it, not the subject itself, but my thoughts about the subject and about the topic. I think that's the most interesting kind of content. And then I also wanted to have this question kind of format because it's a very easy way to be succinct and create content that is valuable. So I can do two things now. I can be entertaining by giving my thoughts and opinions, and I can be valuable by answering questions that I know people really want to hear. So this format I really like because I think it works better than, say, than say maybe talking about some random topic and just giving my opinion on a topic. This is more, I have utility and I can have the entertainment value. So I wanted to share that because that's just as an idea for you of how you can use live and you can use video to create content that's going to do everything that you need it to do. So you can put out content that's live, it goes on the internet, published right away, and you can create shorter clips from the questions that you answer because you're going to be able to have direct answers from those questions. So today I only answered one question, but I had 3 points about it, and now I'm going to be able to make 3 separate clips plus my ending point here. I'll be able to make an extra clip at least from this, giving me 4 pieces of content from a single live that I really only took about 15 minutes to prepare for. All right, that is it. See you next time.